Good afternoon and welcome into the OAC Championship game here at Earthsprung Gymnasium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. This is the biggest OAC matchup here in women's basketball. It's going to be a huge matchup. Two teams very familiar with each other, John Carroll and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. I'm Cole McDaniel, thanks for tuning in. This is a huge one, as I mentioned before, two teams that are familiar with each other. John Carroll coming in with a record of 23-4 overall, 15-3 in the conference. They were the 2 seed in this tournament. And the Yellow Jacket women coming in with a 25-2 record overall, 17-1 in the conference. A quick recap of how we got here in the quarterfinals. BW defeated Otterbein, who was the 8 seed, 87-59. JCU beat Wilmington, who's the 7 seed, 79-67. We got the tip underway. Casey Hughes grabs it. BW then beat Marietta, 71-42. JCU beat ONU, 64-49. And we're here, and these two teams have matched up against each other twice this year, both splitting the season series. First, the Blue Streaks, they got the win at home, as the Yellow Jackets had a poor shooting fourth quarter, and then the Yellow Jackets won an exciting game just a couple weeks ago here. Here's Carroll Marshall from the corner, and that's no good. Looking at the starting lineups on the floor right now for the Yellow Jackets, Casey Hughes, Riley Schill, Carroll Marshall, Hannah Fecht, and Megan Scheibelhut, your usual starters for the Yellow Jackets on the floor. For John Carroll, that's Heffington driving, and she gets it to go for the first basket of the game. As I mentioned, Nicole Heffington out there. Joining her, Hannah Bushi, Danny Carlson, Abby Adler, and Olivia Nagy. Scheibelhut has it down the low block. Hughes drives the bounce pass to Marshall. It's intercepted by Adler, coming the other direction. And for this OAC championship game, we've got a huge crowd here at Earthsprung Gymnasium, mentioning that it's two teams very close to each other, crosstown rivals, and this gym is packed. Here's a mid-range jumper, no good, off of the back of the rim, rebounded by Schill. 8.5 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets still looking to get on the board. Just a reminder, the Yellow Jackets, their only 2 losses this year. Again, number 7, Wartburg, out of Iowa. A really talented team in the top 10. And that was a tough game on the road, couldn't get that to go. Here's an offensive foul, the crowd doesn't like that. It's going against Riley Schill. And that other loss, as I mentioned, came to John Carroll, who was unranked at the time, and then the second time they played them, they beat them when John Carroll was 21st. And right now, the Yellow Jackets, 10th in the country, John Carroll at 25th. Nagy out to Adler. And Adler traveled. And it's going back in the hands of the Yellow Jackets. That's one of those where it got caught in between decisions and made a mistake. Your officials for the night, Edwin Yarbrow, Rob Doss, Jordan Pingle, and Matt Campbell. Hannah Fecht has it top of three-point arc. She steps back, fires from 3, and she buries it, and this place has erupted. Yellow Jackets on the board, 3-2 lead, 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Heffington driving through the lane, kicks it out to Adler. Adler hands it off. Carlson down to Nagy. Nagy, mid-range jumper off of the back of the rim. Good rebound by Casey Hughes. She quickly feeds it up to Hannah Fecht. Hannah Fecht driving through the lane, the bounce pass. Lily Edwards, nothing but net. Edwards now has her first 2 points of the game, 5-2 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Down to Nagy. Edwards tight on her back. Bushi puts the ball down the floor. Adler off of the back of the rim, no good. Schill gets the rebound. Carroll Marshall over to Hughes. Hughes, left wing, finds Edwards. Edwards, the jumper, and she gets the friendly roll. And the Yellow Jackets go out to a 5-point lead, 6.5 minutes here in the first quarter. Edwards now with 4 points. Bushi driving. Lots of contact there. Bushi going to step to the line. Casey Hughes picks up her first personal, first team foul on the Yellow Jackets. Several substitutions as Coach Sherry Hare in her 30th season. Again, she hit 600 victories this year. She likes to go to that bench and she likes to sub a lot. And we've already got several substitutions, and Izzy Andrews checks in for her first action of the game, as well as Gabby Garrett. Bushi misses on the front end. Another opportunity, looking to split the pair. And she knocks that one home. 7-3 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Effect over to Marshall, and Marshall went viral all over social media as she had a great crossover in that game versus Marietta. Edwards misses off of that mid-range jumper there, but Marshall found herself on ESPNW on Twitter and Instagram as she had that beautiful crossover, drove through the lane and put it home, and hope to see some more great moves here tonight. And this one's coming the other direction. The Yellow Jackets coming the length of the floor now in the hands of the freshman, Izzy Andrews. Effect behind the back, out to Edwards. Nagy giving her some space. Edwards hands it off to Fecht. Fecht driving through the lane. Tried to find Edwards, and it was a nice look. Almost looked like it slipped out of Fecht's hands and went too far, too high for Edwards to get up and get to that turnover for the Yellow Jackets. So as we start this game right now, John Carroll only one of 4 feet inside to Nagy. She's looking to turn that around, and she does. Good move by Nagy and a great feed inside. 7-5 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Garrett out to Andrews. Andrews wide open 3. She hits it. Andrews now with 3 of her own. Under 5 to go here in the first quarter. Nearly a steal. And there it is, Megan Hinsel, who just subbed in. She comes away with it. Streaking up the floor is Gabby Garrett. Good pump fake in the blow by, and she lays it in for the easy 2. Heffington with Fecht tight on her. Fecht got her arm up into Heffington, and that's going to be a call against Fecht. And Fecht picks up her first personal. It's the team's 3rd. And we've got a media timeout here. Just a quick reminder that today's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Papa John's Pizza in Berea, the official pizza provider of BW Athletics. Call us at 440-891-1900 or go online at papajohns.com. The Oswald Company, for all of your insurance and risk management needs. And so it's one of those things as we look back, and I mentioned how we got here and to this point. Both of these teams winning and winning big in their past games to get to this championship game. You know, sometimes it's one of those things where you look at the talented teams, you know, they're both ranked, they're both the top 2 seeds in this tournament, and sometimes you never know what happens in the OAC conference, as there are a lot of talented teams, and we oftentimes do see upsets. This year, though, got 1 and 2, and we have an outstanding matchup, and it seems that it's very fitting that it's these 2 against each other, especially since they split the season series. And with it being here at Earthspring Gymnasium, you know John Carroll wants some revenge, but the Yellow Jackets have come out firing quickly, shooting 5 of 7 from the field, 71.4%. That's been an outstanding first quarter so far. Ball inbounded to Heffington, over to Carlson. Carlson driving through the lane, scoops it up and in, and just misses. Looked like it was going to fall for Carlson, not a friendly roll. Yellow Jackets coming the other way. Schill backs it out. Hinsel drives, kicks it out to Schill, slips out of Schill's hands. She's able to regather it. Diedrich checks in for her first action of the game, as well as Bentler. Hensel to Diedrich. Diedrich for three. Nothing but net. Olivia Nagy gave her a little bit of room, and Diedrich made her pay. 15-5 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Abby Adler to Heffington. Garrett looking for the steal, not quite the entry pass there to Nagy, and she backs down Diedrich and puts it in. Nagy, a talented player, averages 16 points for her team. It's her average on the season per game. She's a leader on that team and such an outstanding player. It's going to be crucial for the Yellow Jackets to try to shut down Nagy tonight. They had some success in the last matchup here, but Nagy definitely has an ability to score and score quickly. 4 on the shot clock. Garrett driving. She's got to get it up. She scoops it up and in. Great move by Gabby Garrett. Back to a 10-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, the OAC championship game. Bentler tight on Adler. Adler driving. Through the contact off of the back of the rim. Tried to bank it home. No good. Megan Hensel streaking up the floor. Finds Bentler. Bentler backing it out. Shell drives. Bentler's open in the corner. They didn't find her. Garrett fires from three, and that one's no good. Carlson comes up with the board. Picked up her dribble. Bentler nearly got the steal. Entry pass to Heffington with a mismatch. Good job by Garrett to stand her ground. Had to kick it out. Javaden to Adler. Adler. Good crossover. The step back. And no good from the elbow off of the back of the rim. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still 17-7 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Hensel. Schill. Left side wing. Rattles it home. 20-7, and we've got a timeout. What a start by the Yellow Jackets. As we got another timeout here, and John Carroll has to make sure that this game doesn't get too out of hand early here. We're going to take a quick break with them. We'll be back with the rest of the first quarter here on bwyellowjackets.com. As we're coming out of this timeout, John Carroll really looking to stop the bleeding here. As BW coming out, shooting 8 of 11 from the field, about 73%. That is unbelievable. You know, there's going to be a point in time in any game where somebody's going to get cold, and it might eventually happen, but this is a huge start for the Yellow Jackets. They're hoping to extend onto this lead. Got a foul down low. It's going to be an offensive foul against John Carroll. Unfortunate for John Carroll there. They need to get something going on that offensive possession. Actually, it's not going to be a foul. Looks like it's 3-second violation in the lane. I think Nagy got hit with that. Anyway, the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Diedrich. Nagy tighter on her this time after she hit that three. A good bounce pass to Hensel. Hensel fighting for the board. John Carroll comes away with it. Just over a minute here in the first quarter. Cross-court pass to Carlson for three in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. And Marshall checked back into the game, and she got hit hard from behind. Goes to the floor. Foul's going to be against Javaden, and she now has one personal. That's the first team foul on John Carroll. Jalen Hoffman checks into the game. Her first action for John Carroll. So Riley Schill crosses half court. Yellow Jackets still with a 13-point advantage. There's a blocking foul going against Adler. So a quick second team foul against John Carroll. Adler picks up her first. Kara Marshall, near side of the floor, swings it across court to Fecht. To Hughes, 10 on the shot clock. Fecht driving. Out to Schill, over to Hughes. Hughes for three from deep. Off of the side of the rim and no good. Heffington comes away with the board. 30 seconds left on the game clock. About 4 seconds separating the shot in the game clock. Adler looking to drive, and she tried to feed it to Nagy. Hannah Fecht streaks in and comes away with it. Shot clock off. We've now got 10 seconds left. Schill has it. An opportunity to extend the lead down to 6. Schill working on it. Finds Dietrich in the corner for three. She hits it. And that is an unbelievable first quarter from the Yellow Jackets. 23-7 in the OAC championship game. John Carroll has to be shell-shocked at the moment. They got to find a way to get back into this one here in the second quarter. We'll be right back for the second quarter here on bwyellowjackets.com. Again, 23-7 in favor of your Yellow Jackets. As we come out of that break and get ready for the second quarter action. Again, it was 20-7. Yellow Jackets coming out firing hot, and Sydney Dietrich buried it from the corner in front of the John Carroll bench. That was a huge shot to extend that Yellow Jacket lead. Again, 4 for 6 from 3 for the Yellow Jackets. John Carroll looking to try to get back in this. Shelby Ford with her first actually of the game. She passed it off to Heffington. And there's a shot, mid-range jumper. Ford has her first points of the game, 23-9 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Megan Scheibelhut back into the game for the Yellow Jackets. She passed it off, and here's Kara Marshall in front of the John Carroll bench. The Yellow Jackets can't miss right now. Kara Marshall, her first points of the game, 26-9 BW. Bushi loses it. Casey Hughes was applying the tight pressure. Heffington. Over to Ford. Ford. Good switch off. Good communication on defense by the Yellow Jackets. Not a good opportunity, not a good lane, but a great move from Javidin. She's now got her first 2 of the game, 26-11. Just over 8.5 to go here in the second quarter. Good head fake there by Marshall. She backs it out, finds Hughes. To Fecht, middle of the floor, back to Marshall. Marshall driving, goes straight into the teeth of the defense and floats it up and over Nagy. Kara Marshall having an outstanding tournament so far. Back-to-back buckets for her. Heffington. Over to Ford. Ford, mid-range jumper. Fecht got up, showed her athleticism, and swatted that. What a play by Hannah Fecht. Here's the drive by Hughes. And here's the contact as well. It looks like it's going to go against Nagy. And it is. So Nagy picks up her first personal of the game. John Carroll's first team foul of the second quarter. And Casey Hughes will step to the line. Lily Edwards, Gabby Garrett, Izzy Andrews check back into the game as Casey Hughes steps to line for her first of the 2 free throws. She knocks that one in, and Casey Hughes, a 72% free throw shooter on the season. She's got her first basket of the afternoon so far. Looking to capitalize on the second opportunity, and she does. And Megan Hinsel subs in for Hannah Fecht, and got a lot of subs that came in and a lot of seniors that just checked to the bench. And this has been an outstanding senior class, and they're so balanced. And we look at the scoring for the Yellow Jackets. Riley Schill leads the way with 11.6 points, but everybody else, we look at Marshall, Fecht, Hughes, a lot of them hover in between 10 to 8 points. The scoring can come from many different ways. After that miss, the Yellow Jackets coming back the other way. Megan Hinsel from the John Carroll bench. Out to Hughes. Hughes to Andrews. Adler giving her some room. Finds Hughes. Hughes the pump fake. Drives in. Fortunate bounce. Gets out to Hinsel. 4 on the shot clock. Got to get a shot off. It's passed away. Garrett's got a fire from 3. And that one does not catch the rim. Just hit off of the underside of the backboard. That's a shot clock violation. Have to give John Carroll some credit there, as that was some good defense, and that's exactly what they needed, as the Yellow Jackets had been firing early. A shot clock violation, though. So back to John Carroll, and a chance to try to cut into a 19-point deficit they're dealing with at the moment. Heffington nearly had it poked away. Adler, Garrett tight on her. Feeds Nagy. Nagy down low. Great move to the left hand and puts it in. Nagy now has 6. 30-13 here to Garrett. In the corner to Andrews. She drives. Great feed to Edwards. It's blocked. And Edwards follows it up and puts it in. I don't know how Andrews fit that pass in there, but a good job by Edwards off of that miss to go back up and in and put that back up. 32-13. Here's a mid-range jumper, no good. And as Edwards comes down with it, Adler came in hard to try to get her own board. It's going to be a foul against Adler. Her second personal, the team's second. And the Yellow Jackets, several substitutions. Tiffany Bentler checks in, as well as Riley Schill. And head coach Sherry Hare for the Yellow Jackets. She loves the sub. She loves to keep the bodies in and keep them fresh. And it plays into an advantage tonight with John Carroll, as they have several girls out. So definitely not the depth on the bench, not a full bench over there tonight of available bodies. So any foul trouble or any tired legs could be a disadvantage to John Carroll as they're trying to fight back into this one. Schill makes a move, goes straight into Nagy, and that one's blocked out. Got to give Schill some credit. That takes some moxie, and not only moxie, but some guts for sure, as she's trying to drive in and go over the 6'2" center, Olivia Nagy. Nagy, a sophomore out of Lakewood. Schill looking inbound under the basket. She finds Diedrich. Diedrich puts it down. 3 seconds on shot clock. Huge block. What a play by Nagy. 2 big blocks. Now the Yellow Jackets have a very nearly impossible task here. 1 second on the shot clock, as they've got to inbounds this and just fire. We'll see what they try to do. It gets into Hinsel. Hinsel fires. She gets it off of the back of the rim, and no good. Just a good job getting that off and getting it to hit the rim. John Carroll, outstanding job defensively. Here comes a drive down the baseline, and a friendly roll there for Jalen Hoffman. 32-15. John Carroll trying to work back. Bittler, cross-court pass to Diedrich. Hinsel, middle of the floor. Back to Diedrich. To Schill. Schill looking at the 3. She's got Nagy on her. She might look to drive. Decides to pass it off to Hinsel. Garrett. Bittler open in the corner to Diedrich. Diedrich fires and banks it. No good, but a great follow by Megan Hinsel. Finds Garrett. Garrett, the feed to Diedrich. Goes up and in. Heffington was tight on her. Could not get it to go. And John Carroll once again gets the board and looks to run the offense. Poked away by Bittler. It's going to be last off of Bittler. Ball will stay with John Carroll. Several substitutions. And we'll get to those substitutions here right after this quick timeout. Just a reminder that today's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by Jimmy John's in Middleburg Heights. We're freaky fast, so your sandwich arrives freaky fresh. Call us at 440-625-0745 or go online at jimmyjohns.com. Crown Plaza in Middleburg Heights. When you are looking for a quality place to stay before or after any Yellow Jacket contest, choose the Crown Plaza. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. And both of these two teams, not only great seasons, both ranked in the top 25 of the country, looking to figure out who really has the upper hand, as they did split that season series and trying to get the championship win tonight. But both of these two teams, of course, BW hoping to host NCAA tournament games here if they can get the win tonight. Again, a reminder that the D3 selection show is coming up on Monday. John Carroll also looking to be in the tournament and try to put a run together themselves. Here's Hoffman as it's inbounded to her. She drives, goes to the right hand, no good. A fight for the rebound. Javen comes up with it, and it's tipped away, and Diedrich grabs it for the Yellow Jackets. 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Fecht, left side wing. Marshall over to Diedrich. Here's Hughes to Fecht. Fecht fires from three. She buries it. Hannah Fecht is a three-point specialist. She's fired over 150 threes this season. She's got the ability to fire. She likes that three ball. She can also play some defense, got her hand in there. Nearly came away with it. Heffington, a good job to keep control and to go sideways, and looked like that would be a little out of control, but Heffington able to finish at the rim. Hughes now driving, goes up with it. A lot of contact there. She's able to stay strong, get to go with the left hand. Hughes now with 4. 37-17, 20-point advantage for BW. And a steal, miscommunication. Kara Marshall streaking the other way, and it's stripped. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. So ball will be inbounded under the basket for the Yellow Jackets. That's the first personal foul on Jalen Hoffman as she was trying to recover and keep Marshall from finishing off of that turnover. It's the third team foul against John Carroll. Riley Schill back into the game. She inbounds it to Diedrich. Diedrich backing down Heffington. Finds a cutting Schill. Nagy altered the shot a bit. Schill able to kick it out. It's coming the other way. And that was a great feed by Diedrich. Schill made a great cut. And Nagy kind of lost focus for a second and lost who was running behind her, but a great recovery to at least alter that shot. And Schill just got buried under the basket there. And Ibushi back into the game for John Carroll. Hands it off to Carlson. Carlson rolling to her left. Finds Balfour, who has her first act of the game, and that's tipped off of the Balfour pass. Yellow Jackets being ruthless on defense. Here's Hughes. She's got a wide open three. She hesitated, couldn't get to go. I think she thought about it because Nagy was the one close to her. She decided there was enough room to fire, but sometimes a hesitation is all it takes to not get the shot to go. Here's Heffington, great feed there by Bushi to Heffington. Heffington puts it up and in. She's now got 6. Hughes in the corner. She gets trapped, needs some help, finds Diedrich. Diedrich open, left wing off of the back of the rim, and no good. Nagy with the board. Balfour driving, splits through the teeth of the defense there. She got in between Schill and Diedrich, and she got fouled. So it's the first team foul against the Yellow Jackets, the first personal against Sydney Diedrich. And Balfour will step to the line for her first free throws of the game. So Balfour, a 70% free throw shooter on the year. She gets that first one to go. She's a sophomore, went to Olmsted Falls High School. Right up the road from Baldwin Wallace here. Her second attempt rattles home, 37-21. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Hannafek checks in. Kara Marshall goes to the bench. Lily Edwards also checked in for Sydney Diedrich. Riley Show bringing it the length of the floor. For defect. Hughes, top of the three-point arc. Show looking for the cross-court pass. Fecht for three. And she hits that again. Hannah Fecht now with 9. Again, Hannah Fecht, just a couple games ago, when it was still the regular season, she surpassed 1,000 career points. She's a scorer. She's had an outstanding career. Good move there through the lane. No good for John Carroll. Ball tipped out, last off of the Blue Streaks. And BW will get to go the length of the floor. Just over a minute and a half to go. 40-21. Back in the hands of Hannah Fecht. She leads all scorers with 9. Hensel. Hughes, 12 seconds on the shot clock. A bounce pass to Edwards. Edwards out to Hensel. Hughes wide open. She fires for three off of the front of the rim and no good. And Megan Hensel follows it on the boards. Great hustle. Also a friendly bounce for BW. Schill looking for the bounce pass. And that was a tough entry. Probably should have kicked it out to Fecht. But the decision seemed to work out as we got a foul on the floor. It's going against Carlson as she was bumping into Edwards down there. Carlson picks up her first personal. It's the 14th foul against John Carroll. Ball out to Fecht. Show in the corner. Good move. Drives and then decides to step out. Hensel instructs Schill to step forward. Back to Hensel, front of the JCU bench. Hughes with 5. She drives. Turnaround. Got to get it up. A lot of contact. Good defense there by John Carroll. No good for the Yellow Jackets. Gave it in a good move. A little out of control, though, and that's tipped out. Nagy and Edwards tipped it at the same time. They're going to say it's last off of Edwards. Remains JCU ball. Gabby Garrett back in. Sydney Snyder gets her first action of the game. Megan Scheibelhut checks in, and Izzy Andrews checks in. Tell you what, Coach Sherry Hare keeps me on my toes, that's for sure. Got a lot of substitutions coming in. Still a big lead, 19-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets. Under 45 seconds to go. Olivia Nagy backing down Scheibelhut. And Scheibelhut matches up best with Nagy on this whole team size-wise. But Nagy just has an offensive prowess and ability. She puts that in. She's now got 8. Andrews to Hensel, far side of the floor. 6 seconds to separate the shot clock and the game clock. Snyder driving. Garrett with 6. She drives. She's going to need to kick it out. Finds Andrews. They got to get a shot off. Snyder, it's blocked. Good defense by John Carroll. Feed up the floor to Heffington. She banks it in. And that's going to do it for the first half. Your score of the half. The Yellow Jackets 40. John Carroll 25 in this OAC championship game. Hannah Fecht leads all scorers with 9. Sydney Diedrich has 6. Lily Edwards with 6. Olivia Nagy leads the way for John Carroll with 8. Nicole Heffington has 6. So we're going to take a break here. Again, 40-25. John Carroll looking to change some things, and they tried to stay it in the second quarter, but they need some more things to go their way and need to cut into this Yellow Jacket lead here in the second half. Again, this is the OAC Championship here on BWYellowJackets.com. We'll be right back after half with third quarter action. And welcome back as we're finishing up halftime here at Earthsprung Gymnasium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Again, the Yellow Jackets with the lead 40-25 coming out of half in this OAC championship game, and you can't ask for much more. We've got a full student section. We've got a big crowd. Have to love an OAC championship game, especially when it's between two heated rivals, between two teams who are looking for bragging rights as they split that season series. As we come out of this break, just a reminder that today's Yellow Jackets women's basketball game is being brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics. American International, when you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. The Courtyard by Marriott and Town Place Suites in Middleburg Heights. Have you stayed at a Marriott today? As we come back out on the floor, again, Hannafect leading all scorers with 9 points. Nagy and Heffington have 8 for John Carroll. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, who inbound the ball, Riley Schill, Kara Marshall, Casey Hughes, Hannafect, and Megan Scheibelhut. Ball in the hands of Schill, gives it over to Fecht. Fecht with the first jumper of the second half. She hits with the mid-range right on the baseline. She now has 11, and the Yellow Jackets get the first basket of the second half. On the floor for John Carroll is Bushi, who inbounded that ball and tried to find the entry pass to Nagy. There's going to be a foul against Scheibelhut. And also on the floor for John Carroll, in addition to Bushi and Nagy, is Heffington, Adler, and Carlson. Bushi out to Heffington, looking for Nagy, but sealed off by Scheibelhut. Able to find it to her. Then out to Adler. Nagy backing down Scheibelhut, goes to the right hand, short off of the side of the rim. Hannafect comes flying in for the board. And Marshall, as she was driving, she's fouled. Foul's going to be on the floor. First team foul against John Carroll, first personal against Hannah Bushi. Shell looking to inbound. Finds Hannafect in the corner. Over to Hughes, who's wide open for 3. Off of the back of the rim and no good. Scheibelhut grabs the board. And the Yellow Jackets with another opportunity. Here's Fecht. Hughes drives, picks up her dribble, finds Schill, 4-3 in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Nothing but net. And Schill's got 6. Back up to a 20-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Under 9 to go in the third quarter. Entry pass to Nagy. That one's long, but Heffington goes up strong. Hughes took the contact. Nothing there. And a scramble for the ball. And there's going to be a foul against Hannafect. It's going to be her second personal. Second team foul on the Yellow Jackets. Scheibelhut goes to the bench. Lily Edwards checks in. So John Carroll inbounds it to Heffington. Heffington over to Bushi, wide open. And she knocks in the 3. That triple gives Bushi 4 points, 48-28 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Hughes to Marshall. Marshall off of the back of the rim and no good. Long rebound out to Bushi. She's streaking down the floor for the Blue Streaks. A bounce pass and the entry to Heffington, who backs down Edwards. Couldn't get fully turned around and couldn't get to go with the right hand. Nagy hit the deck. Yellow Jackets have a one-person advantage and wide open in the corner. For 3, a huge hit from Kara Marshall in front of the Yellow Jacket student section. And this place continues to erupt as it has all night. What an electric environment we're watching now. So 48-28 with this media timeout. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter at Earthsprung Gymnasium. Just a reminder, in that first quarter, the Yellow Jackets came out firing. Towards the end of the first quarter, they were still shooting about 73% from the field, which was unreal. Started out 4 of 6 from 3. That died down a little bit in the second quarter, but when you can get out to such a lead, it makes it hard for another team to come back. even a talented team like John Carroll, who's still fighting and clawing to stay in this one, in this championship game. Again, John Carroll closed the deficit a little bit in that second quarter. Yellow Jackets shooting around 47.2% from the field. From three, though, they're 10 of 21 at nearly 50%. Haven't gotten to the line much, though, and that's been a strength for the Yellow Jackets all year. Been one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. Right now, only 2 chances, so 2 for 2 from the line. Casey Hughes, the only one who's had opportunities there. John Carroll shooting 40% from the floor. Only shot 4 three-pointers, though, and only hit 1. And that's the big difference right now. The Yellow Jackets are firing from 3, and John Carroll is just trying to go down low. And right now, trading 2s for 3s, and it's just not working out. As we're back in off of that timeout. Carlson out to Adler. And a sloppy pass, and Riley Schill comes away with it. They've got transition offense here. Great feed to a cutting Kara Marshall. Marshall now with 10. Good drive by Adler. Lily Edwards tried to slide over and help. It's going to be the first personal against Edwards, the 3rd team foul against the Yellow Jackets. Adler will go to the free throw line. Adler, the 5'9" junior guard out of Lakewood. And she cashes in on that first free throw attempt. Second coming here, and she cashes in on that as well. So Adler with her first 2 points of the game. Still a 20-point difference on the scoreboard. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter on BWYellowJackets.com. Casey Hughes to Marshall, middle of the floor, finds Edwards. Edwards driving, picks up her dribble, out to Schill. Marshall, 10 on the shot clock. A fight for the loose ball. Heffington comes away with it. Adler streaking down the floor, and she's going to back this out. Gets doubled, finds Nagy. Hughes tried to stay strong. Huge mismatch there, though, and Nagy takes advantage of it. She's now got 10. 50-32 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Here comes Schill with the left hand. She answers right back, and Schill's got 8. And the seniors on this Yellow Jackets team continue to prove why they're such a great group. And there's a foul as Edwards tried to go straight up. Edwards not happy with the call. Yellow Jacket fans don't like the call. Edwards picks up her second personal. It'll be the 4th team foul on the Yellow Jackets. So Edwards goes to the bench, as well as Kara Marshall. Sydney Diedrich in, as well as Gabby Garrett. Heffington misses on the front end. She's a junior guard and forward out of Minner. And she can't get that to go either off of the back of the rim, and Casey Hughes comes away with it. So that trip to the line, not a good one for Heffington. Bushi got up tight on Hughes, able to poke it away. Possession still remains with the Yellow Jackets. Hinsel into the game, hand effect to the bench. Garrett finds Schill. To Hughes, 15 on the shot clock. Rolls to the right, into the corner. Out to Garrett, to Diedrich on the left side wing. And we've got an offensive foul down low against the Yellow Jackets. Garrett picks it up, her first personal, team's 5th. Under 6 to go here in the third quarter. Bushi the bounce pass, and it's tipped away by Schill, last off of the Yellow Jackets. Substitution is Jalen Hoffman checks in for Danny Carlson. Heffington out to Bushi. And Bushi, top of the three-point arc. An entry pass, looking for Nagy, going to be last off of Diedrich, who was fighting with Nagy down on the low block. Off of the Yellow Jackets, remains in the hands of John Carroll with 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bushi underneath the basket, out to Nagy. Schill fell on the floor and left a wide open Adler, and Adler, nothing but net. She's got 5. John Carroll not going away. The Yellow Jackets, anytime they get up to a 20-point advantage, John Carroll makes sure it doesn't go any farther than that. So foul on the floor here against Hannah Bushi, her second personal. Riley Schill, who took a hard spill on the floor just a minute ago, goes to the bench. Kara Marshall back into the game. Marshall has 10. Hughes looking for the feed. She finds the entry pass to Diedrich. Back to Hughes, 9 on the shot clock. Rolls to her right. Diedrich is wide open. She finds her off of the bank forward, and she banks it in. The bank is open. 55-35. Diedrich has been firing from 3 today. She's now got 9. Heffington makes a good move, goes straight into the chest of Casey Hughes, and she's going to go back to the free throw line. And Heffington hoping that this trip to the line is a little bit better than the last trip for her. She went 0 for 2 the last time, but now she'll have 2 free throws when we come back from this break. Again, 55-35 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, 4.5 here to go in the third quarter. We'll be right back on bwyellowjackets.com. As we come out of that timeout, on the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Megan Hensel, Hannah Fecht, Kara Marshall, Gabby Garrett, and Sydney Diedrich. And Heffington will be stepping to the free throw line for John Carroll. She's joined on the floor by Nagy, Bushi, Adler, and Hoffman. Heffington 0 for 2 from the free throw line, has 8 points though. Nagy leads the way with 10. Heffington looking to knock down that first, and she does. Second opportunity here coming in a second. And that one is up off of the front of the rim and no good. Megan Hensel comes away with the board. So Heffington splits the pair. She's got 9 points on the game. 55-36. Fecht picks up her dribble, finds Diedrich. Nagy closes out. Diedrich to Fecht, who is wide open through the contact. And Hannah Fecht going to the line for the and one. She's now got 13. And what a feed by Sydney Diedrich. So Hannah Fecht stepping to the free throw line, and mentioned that she's a great scorer in her career. Also averages 10.1 points per game this season. But she's been unbelievable from the free throw line as she hits that one. She's only missed 1 free throw this year. 33 attempts, 32 makes. That is 97% from the free throw line this season. She's been automatic. 14 for Hannah Fecht, 58-36, 22-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets here in the OAC championship game. Entry pass to Nagy, backing down Diedrich, goes to the right hand. Good finish there by Olivia Nagy. She is 12. Kara Marshall clears out the space and cuts to the hoop. Hinsel takes it to the corner, finds Garrett. Here's Diedrich. 10 on the shot clock. Puts the ball on the floor with the dribble, hands it off to Garrett. Got to get something to happen. Garrett flips it up with the right hand, and that was a bailout there, as Garrett was in a bad position to try to get a shot off. And that foul will go against Hoffman, her third personal. 14th foul on John Carroll. She'll go to the bench. So Gabby Garrett at the free throw line for 2. Her first attempt up and in, nothing but net. Garrett, the junior guard out of Columbus, went to Bishop Watterson High School. That one rattles around, doesn't get the friendly roll. She splits that pair, 59-38. Over to Adler. And poked away. Garrett got her hand in there. That looked like it was last off of Adler. Official who was right up next to the action, he said it's last off of Garrett. So yep, the Blue Streaks keep a hold of possession, much to the dismay of Yellow Jacket fans here at Earthsprung Gymnasium. Ball inbounded, and Nagy has it now. She tries to hand it off. Good tight defense and pressure there by Hinsel. Javen down to Nagy. She's got to get a shot off. Scramble for the loose ball, and it's stolen away by Hannah Fecht. And Riley Schill looking to set up the offense. She drives. Great take by Schill through the contact. Diedrich gets the positioning. Nagy came in, and we've got a jump ball possession going to the Blue Streaks. So a good job to get the positioning, Sydney Diedrich. But Olivia Nagy able to recover well and win the ball back for her team. 2.5 to go here in the third quarter. The crossover there by Adler. Casey Hughes tight on her. Hands it off to Heffington. Good switch off. Heffington bodies Casey Hughes with the mismatch. Hughes hits the deck, and Heffington gets the easy 2. Heffington now with 11 points. In the corner, the drive by Hinsel, the shot fake, and Olivia Nagy with the big block. And Hinsel got stuck, wasn't sure if she could kick it out, so she decided to just go up with it. And again, Olivia Nagy's size and those long arms makes it hard to finish right there, close to the rim. Hinsel checks out. Kara Marshall into the game. That ball was tipped around. Marshall was able to collect it. Diedrich in front of the Yellow Jacket student section. Ball tipped away, very nearly stolen. Hannah Fecht comes away with it. She thought about the 3, thought better of it. Out to Diedrich. It's up. Nothing but net. Sydney Diedrich. What a game she is having. She just cashed in on another 3. She's got 12 points now. 62-40. A minute and a half left to go in the third. Diedrich pokes it away from Heffington. John Carroll able to recollect it. Adler spins. Lots of contact. She's going to the free throw line for 2. Kara Marshall picks up her first personal. 16 fouls now on the Yellow Jackets. Adler cashes in on that first. And that second one is up and good again. So Adler doing a good job cashing in on those free throws. She's now got 7. Lily Edwards checks in. Sydney Diedrich goes to the bench. And Sydney Diedrich, again, 4 of 6 from the three-point arc. I mean, Diedrich, a big, plays down low. Not only can she get boards and play tough defense, but she can step out and shoot the 3, and she's proven that tonight. Here's Schill to Marshall for 3. Off of the back of the rim, no good. Hannah Fecht follows it up. Great hustle there. Another opportunity. Just over a minute here in the third. And the Yellow Jackets won the regular season title, looking to win the tournament title as well. In the corner, Shell, that one rolls around the rim and no good. Marshall, great hustle. Another board, another opportunity. Dominating the offensive glass at the moment are the Yellow Jackets. 6 on the shot clock. Hughes rolling to her right. Needs to get it off for 3. Fading to the right side. That one's up, tipped around, and in the hands of Heffington. So 3 good opportunities for the Yellow Jackets, just not able to capitalize. Still a 20-point advantage on the scoreboard. Entry pass to Nagy was a little low. Edwards was able to get her hand on it, scramble for the loose ball, and we've got a jump ball. Outstanding hustle there from the senior, Kara Marshall, who's having a great OAC tournament. Again, mentioned earlier that she was all over social media with that great crossover. Had some internet fame in the last couple days, proving that she can get down and dirty and get on the floor. A great hustle play by the senior. 21 seconds left in the third quarter. Again, shot clock off. Yellow Jackets can hold out for a final shot and try to extend their lead. Hughes has it, down to 10. Middle of the floor. On the left side of the floor to Shell. Shell's driving through the lane to the corner for 3 off of the back of the rim and no good, and that will be rebounded by John Carroll, and that's how the third quarter wraps up. So as we're going into the final quarter of the OAC championship game here at Earthsprung Gymnasium, your score, Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets 62, John Carroll Blue Streaks 42. We'll be right back here on bwyellowjackets.com with the fourth quarter. And we're back here in the fourth quarter of the OAC championship game here on bwyellowjackets.com. I'm Cole McDaniel. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. A great game, a huge matchup. Baldwin Wallace, again, only 2 losses on the season. One of them coming to John Carroll. John Carroll, only 4 losses on the season. Both of these 2 teams in the top 25. BW at 10th in the country, John Carroll at 25th. This is always a colossal matchup. But with the OAC championship game and this being the first and second seed in the tournament, 2 outstanding teams who split the season series, we knew this would be exciting, but BW opened up the door, blew it open early in the first quarter, took an early lead. John Carroll, they've fought and they've fought. They have not given up, but BW has just kept on the gas. 62-42, we're back in. John Carroll inbounded. Nagy working down low. She got doubled out to Adler for 3. Adler hits that. That's a crucial 3, 62-45, ball inbounded, and we've got a press coming from John Carroll. Schill to Hughes, it's tipped up, Hensel gets to it and she's fouled on the arm. Hannah Bushi doesn't like that call, but Hensel got up there and her arm clearly got hit by the smaller Hannah Bushi, the 5'6" sophomore guard out of Cuyahoga Falls Walsh Jesuit High School. So Bushi now has 3 personals, first team foul for John Carroll. And here's Hughes in front of the BW student section. She drives past Heffington, picks up her dribble, kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards drives. She needs some help, finds Marshall. Marshall tried to go under and she couldn't get it to go. And here's the Blue Streaks. Heffington backing down, she gets doubled. She needs to find Nagy, she does. Nagy doesn't shoot many threes, fired there, only caught backboard. And we saw Nagy hit a couple threes in the last matchup here a couple weeks ago. That one couldn't get to go. Here's Hensel. Near side to Hughes. Hughes gets bumped, and she's called for a travel. And Hughes going to check out after that. Marshall checking out. Garrett into the game. Hannafect back in as well. Again, Hannafect been knocking down some big shots. She's 5 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3-point. And also, not only is she 3 of 3 from 3-point land, she also capitalized on her and one, is 1 of 1 from the free throw line. So, like a perfect offensive night so far from Hannafect. After that, ball back in the hands of the Yellow Jackets. Fecht inbounds it to Schill. Schill to Hensel. Edwards getting position against Nagy. Cross-court pass to Garrett. To Fecht. Rolls to the left. Bushi tight on her. She turns around and brings it back. Bushi reaches in. Hannah Bushi has been frustrated lately. She's trying her hardest on defense to try to get a hand in. She picked up her 4th personal. She's in some serious foul trouble here. And Carlson goes to the bench, but Bushi stays in with those 4 personals. Here's Fecht for 3. She stays perfect from the field. She's got 17 on the game. 65-45. Yellow Jackets, 8 to go. And we got a timeout. And John Carroll needing that timeout. Again, not giving up hope here. 65-45, under 8 to go. So just a reminder, it was just a couple days ago, not too long, it was Wednesday, February 19th, when here at Earthsprung Gymnasium, BW hosted Mount Union, and that was the night that they beat Mount Union 80-53, and they cut down the nets here as they were OAC regular season champions, and then defeated Otterbein in the last game of the regular season at the Reich Center 68-50. And then again on this tournament run, beat Otterbein once again. They played them back-to-back, defeated them here at Earthsprung Gymnasium 87-59, and then back here again, beat Marietta 72-41. None of those games through the tournament and closing that out were close. And even though this is a much stronger team, this is clearly one of the top 2 teams in the conference, as they were the 2 seed and clearly a really good team in the country. And John Carroll, BW came out with an energy, and they continue to play with that right now. But John Carroll, give them credit. They're not giving up the fight at the moment as they come out of this timeout, looking to cut into the deficit. Under 8 in the 4th quarter, 65-45. Adler behind the back dribble. She pulls up and gives it to Heffington, to Adler. 4 on the shot clock. Got to get one off. Down to Nagy. She's got to get it off. A strong right hook. And that was a line drive, and it just fell off at the front of the rim after hanging up there for a second. John Carroll keeps possession of the ball, though. Good entry pass by Adler to Nagy. She gets doubled. The help defense. And Nagy got stuck down low, and we've got to wrestle for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. Stays with John Carroll. And that's one way that you can take Olivia Nagy out of the game, and it's not easy to do. The 6'2" sophomore center, she's a great player. But BW, as soon as the ball gets straight into Nagy's hand on the low block, there's been a lot of help defense, and it's made it tough. Nagy with 12 still, though. Heffington, that jumper no good. And a hard scramble for the loose ball. And Hannah Bushi has been physical all game, and she's been frustrated. And that was pretty much a tackle on Gabby Garrett. And Hannah Bushi has fouled out with 5. And nothing like pretty much getting a football tackle in there for your final foul. Gabby Garrett going to feel that one tomorrow. Ball inbounded to Marshall, back to Fecht. The trap in play, a good feed up to Garrett. And the Yellow Jackets set up the offense. Edwards. Fecht coming across, middle of the floor. Down to 10 on the shot clock. She steps back, picks up her dribble, finds Hensel. 6 on the shot clock, over to Edwards. Edwards needs some help. She splits, she finds cutting Marshall. It was a good look on the feed there to Marshall, but Edwards did travel. Good call by the officials. And turnover here going back into the hands of John Carroll, down 20. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. Hensel and Edwards go to the bench. Diedrich, who's been hot from three, is back in, as well as Casey Hughes. Heffington backing down. Out the three. No good for Balfour. Rebounded by Adler. Good move. And a great finish with the left hand. Adler now with 12. The trap in play. And we got a jump ball. Good job by John Carroll to get their hands in there, but remains with the Yellow Jackets. Riley Schill back in. Gabby Garrett checks out. And the officials go over to the scorer's table, and the officials working that out, and we're back in action. The press on once again, that full court press from John Carroll. Split well though by the experienced seniors of BWs. There's 4 of them down there on the floor. Hand effect, a good move, finds Hughes. Out to Schill, and they're gonna slow it down. Marshall, far side of the floor. Back to Hughes. Adler swiping at it, trying to get her hands in there, down to 5. Hughes needs to make a move and get a shot off. She drives, goes to the right hand. Casey Hughes with 1 second on the shot clock. She lays it up and in. She's got 6. 67-47, 5.5 left in the fourth. Heffington, left side wing. Effect tight on her. She's backing down, scoops it with the right hand. It was kind of halfway in between a hook and a scoop there. Kind of went under and was able to flip it up. Just not able to get to go. The Yellow Jackets, again, slowing down the offense, taking their time, making John Carroll commit and try to swipe and get their hands on the ball. Using up all of the shot clock that they can, down to 7, hand effect. Middle of the three-point arc, she drives into the corner. The drive by Schill, the floater, off of the back of the rim and no good. Coming the other direction for John Carroll. Under 5 to go. Entry pass to Heffington. Balfour's wide open in the corner. They didn't find her. Adler takes her 3 though, and Abby Adler capitalizes. BW quickly past the press and finds Schill. Schill's wide open. Had an opportunity to drive. She thought better of it. Now she goes, finds Fecht in the corner. Fecht for 3. She stays perfect from the field. Hannah Fecht, 7 for 7 from the field, 5 from 5 from 3. She's now got 20. What an offensive game by Hannah Fecht. It's been perfect on the offensive side. And the entry pass there, stolen by Marshall. Up to Hughes. And Hughes to the middle of the floor. Again, going to use as much of the shot clock as she can here in the OAC championship game. The Yellow Jackets looking to once again cut down some nets here at Earthsprung Gymnasium. Schill finds Diedrich. Down to 8 to Schill. Schill makes a move back to Diedrich. It's tipped. Diedrich needs to get it off. A step back from 3. Off of the back of the rim. As it hit the backboard, she tried to bank it in like she made her last 3. Couldn't get to go. And a drive, and no good on the finish for John Carroll. 70-50. 3.5 left to go here in the fourth. I have to say once again, all OAC championships are fantastic, but this has been a great environment. Casey Hughes fouled hard there as Heffington comes in. They doubled her up. And Casey Hughes got trucked. And we got timeout here. 70-50 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. 3 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back after this timeout here on bwyellowjackets.com. Out of that timeout. Again, 3 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, still the same group at the moment who've been having a lot of success. And Sydney Diedrich has been firing from three. She joins the four regular starters, those seniors who've had an outstanding career and an outstanding season. Schill finds Hughes. Hughes backs it out. Here's the trap and the foul. John Carroll, their fifth team foul. So Hughes will step to the line. And sub in for John Carroll. Shelby Ford checks into the game once again. Sarah Balfour goes to the bench. Hughes, the senior guard out of Springboro. And 72% free throw shooter on the year. Averages 8.2 points per game. She couldn't get that first one to go. Off of the back of the rim and no good. Second opportunity coming here. She capitalizes on that, extends the Yellow Jacket lead to 21. Abby Adler back in. Hoffman driving by Hughes to the left hand with the blow by. Good move by Hoffman. Effect. Looking, puts it down. Finds Schill, and there's a timeout. And that's a good timeout as the Yellow Jackets weren't breaking that press of John Carroll. Once again, we'll take a quick timeout with them. Here with more fourth quarter coverage of the OAC Championship game here on BWYellowJackets.com. Now that timeout, again, the Yellow Jackets unable to break that full court press from John Carroll, so they use the timeout. Now they've got to try to do it again. His hand effect will inbound. She heaves it into Hughes. Good spin by Hughes. It gets poked from behind by Hoffman, and it's going to be last off of Hoffman and the Blue Streaks. Stays in the hands of the Yellow Jackets. Ball tipped away by Heffington. Again, last off of John Carroll. So 19 seconds on the shot clock still for the Yellow Jackets as Marshall looks to inbound here on the near sideline. Far side to Diedrich. Out again, the trap on once again. Schill tries to get it away. A good steal from Ford. And there's a foul going against Kara Marshall as Ford's able to finish. And Coach Sherry Hare took the contact over there as Riley Schill got knocked down. I have to say the Yellow Jackets, they've played a great game. Did a pretty good job of breaking that full court press too. But now they're having a little bit of trouble with the half court trap at the moment. And Ford looking to get the and one here. Off of the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hughes. She finds Diedrich. Diedrich put the ball down, picked it up. Found Hughes again, a good spin away. Now out to Schill. Schill rolling, that's where she got trapped the last time. She needs help, and we got a tie up. Excuse me, looked like it was gonna be a tie up there. Gonna be a foul. A lot of contact. And if that foul wasn't given, it was very nearly going to be a jump ball, but Heffington picks up her second personal. And Schill will step to the line. Gabby Garrett checks in for Casey Hughes. Schill, again, mentioned earlier that she's the leading scorer on the team this season, averaging 11.6 points per game. An 89% free throw shooter on the year. She hits that first one, and second one no good. She's got 9 on the day, 72-54. 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Adler finds Nagy, a good entry pass, and Nagy in for the easy 2. She has 14. Fecht, a heave up to Gabby Garrett. Gabby Garrett driving. Good job using her speed. Finds Schill. Schill to the corner. And Marshall was coming to her left as Schill passed it to the right. Just off of the outstretched arm of Marshall. Can't get a hold of possession. That's a sloppy turnover there. A little bit of miscommunication there between 2 experienced seniors for the Yellow Jackets. Ford to Nagy. Heffington driving. The lane opened up. She went straight to the hoop despite the help defense of Schill. Able to finish that, and here's a quick foul. So Nicole Heffington, not only does she make the basket, now has 13 on the game, but now she has 3 personals as well. Schill going to step back to the line. And that first one good, and now Schill finds herself in double digits on the day with 10 points. Second one also good. 74-58. A minute and a half left to go here at Earthsprung Gymnasium in the OAC championship game. Mid-range jumper off of the back of the rim and no good. And a foul against the Blue Streaks. Scoring against Olivia Nagy, her second personal. Gabby Garrett checks out. Casey Hughes back in. And it will be Sydney Diedrich stepping to the line. So Sydney Diedrich, all 12 of her points coming from 3 today. 4 of 7 from 3. She's had a great game. Her first free throw attempt of the afternoon off of the back of the rim and no good. And the second one is up, and she cashes in on that. She now has 13 on the game, 75-58. A minute and 15 seconds left to go. Adler finding the entry to Nagy. Nagy to the left hand. Help defense came. Heffington grabs the offensive board, backs down Marshall. Good job using her strength and puts it up and in. Again, John Carroll still pressing. Schill blows by. Finds Fecht. We're under a minute here in the fourth quarter. This one looks all but over, but Casey Hughes saves it. That was a tough one to handle out there. Under 50 seconds left to go. Fecht, she's about to get trapped. She needs some help, and that's clearly a foul as that's a wrap-up. Going against Shelby Ford, and Hannah Fecht will step to the free throw line. So Hannah Fecht, 7 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. She's looking to stay perfect here on the night. She's got 2 opportunities coming from the line. First free throw up. A swoosh. Nothing but nylon there. Coach Hare backs Marshall and Diedrich away and sends them back in the backcourt with the rest of the girls. And Hannah Fecht cashes in. She'll join the defense back there, just trying to keep John Carroll from getting another basket. 77-60. Good move by Heffington. Another strong finish up near the rim. 15-point deficit for John Carroll. 35 seconds left to go. A quick foul by Ford. Again, just a reminder that, if you can see it on the screen and you can maybe hear it a little bit, quite the crowd here tonight. John Carroll parents and friends and family traveled well. Crosstown Hughes capitalizes on that first free throw. BW also, a lot of supporters out here. A good crowd tonight in the student section. It's been the most full I have ever seen the student section here at BW. What a great turnout. Casey Hughes, that shot off of the back of the rim and no good. Heffington, she shoots it off the back of the rim, no good. Fecht comes away with it, and there's a foul. And Hannah Fecht going to the line, and you hear it. The "I believe that we will win" chant. And BW definitely going to win this one here. Again, Hannah Feck still an opportunity to extend the lead at the line. First one up, she strokes it home. So how about this Yellow Jackets team? Only lost 2 games all year. Now they're going to be 2-1 versus John Carroll this season. This is going to be a huge win. And they blew out everybody in this tournament. And there goes your starters, as well as Sydney Diedrich. They get a huge ovation from the crowd, and Emily Lyon checks in, as well as Sydney Snyder. Reagan Schill on the floor. There's a take and no good. Nagy rebounds it. And that size advantage there for Nagy over La Liberty. And now Hoffman stepping to the line for the free throws. 13.1 seconds left. Off of the back of the rim and no good. Second free throw coming here for Hoffman. She's 4 points on the day. Make that 5. 80-63. And I would assume just going to dribble this one out. Here comes a trap though. John Carroll still playing hard. Good job by Gabby Garrett to keep the dribble going as she hits the deck. And there you have it. Your OAC tournament champions as well as regular season champions. Your Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and the student section is coming on the floor to celebrate. They're going to cut down the nets once again here. Wow, unbelievable. Great season for the Yellow Jackets. To just 2 weeks ago, really winning the OAC regular season here at Earthsburg Gymnasium, and now they win the tournament championship. And have to mention some of those outstanding performers, and tonight Hannah Feck led the way with 24 points, 7 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. That is a perfect offensive night. It can't get much better than that, folks. Hannah Feck, what an outstanding job. Sydney Diedrich had 13. She was cashing in from 3 as well, 4 of 7. Riley Schill had 11. Kara Marshall had 10. Casey Hughes had 8. Lily Edwards 6. A lot of offensive contribution for the Yellow Jackets. Nicole Heffington led the way with 17 points for John Carroll. Adler had 15. Nagy had 14. Right now the all-tournament team being announced. And the student section going crazy for head coach Sherry Hare again in her 30th season. And Coach Hare, a lot of love and support. She's not only had an outstanding career with this team, with this program, but done so much this season. So right now as the girls are celebrating, we'll also take a look at the stat sheet as we're waiting for some more information on this all-tournament team, and they're celebrating. Again, the Yellow Jackets came out hot in the first quarter, ended up shooting 62.5%. Nicole Heffington named to the all-tournament team for John Carroll, as well as Olivia Nagy. And senior number 13, Kara Marshall, named to the all-tournament team. And your MVP for the OAC tournament is number 15, Hannah Feck. So Kara Marshall, the senior guard out of Copley, went to Akron Archbishop Hoban. She's in the all-tournament team, and senior Hannah Feck out of Hilliard-Davidson High School is your OAC tournament MVP. And I'm going to keep it right here for the trophy presentation. And the BW seniors coming out as they'll be receiving the trophy. You have Hannah Fecht, Casey Hughes, Tiffany Bentler, Riley Schill, and Kara Marshall. Yeah, 17-1 in the OAC conference during the regular season, and they're being presented the regular season trophy right now. And this is the 9th time the trophy ends up in Berea.
2020 OAC regular season women's basketball champions, Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
And here they are, presented that regular season trophy, and it's hoisted up by the Yellow Jacket seniors here. Again, this crowd showed up well, and all these Yellow Jacket fans have stayed and are celebrating this victory. Get a picture over there. We'll continue this trophy presentation at the moment.
At this time, I would like to congratulate Coach Sherry Hare and her staff.
And Coach Sherry Hare and her staff getting some recognition for an outstanding season.
But she deserves your salute, Sherry and her staff. Tremendous job.
And the standing ovation for Coach Sherry Hare and her staff, as they have done so much with this team this year. Not only is it a great team, and a lot of that does have to do with recruiting over the years, but it also has to do with just coaching them well and getting them ready to play. And now here comes the full team over for the tournament trophy.
I'd like to present the OAC Tournament Championship Trophy to these young ladies. This is the 7th time that this trophy is here in Berea, and it comes with a special denotation this year in that these ladies are the OAC's automatic qualifier into the NCAA tournament.
And here, the Yellow Jackets, again, the OAC's automatic qualifier into the NCAA tournament. And this is the 7th time the OAC postseason trophy goes to the hands of the Yellow Jackets. And they celebrate with the trophy here now. And just a reminder, NCAA, the selection show, that will come out on Monday. So be paying attention to that. But again, the Yellow Jackets automatic qualifier, hoping to host here for the NCAA tournament. So stay tuned to what happens, who they'll be matching up against. But again, automatic qualifiers for your BW Yellow Jackets. And with a great season of John Carroll, I'd expect to see them in the tournament as well. Of course, not automatic qualifiers, but we will wait and see if John Carroll makes it in as well. But your Yellow Jackets will be in the tournament. So once again, as we wrap this up, and that concludes the trophy presentation, your final score here is 80-63 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Now we'll wrap it up. So thanks for tuning in for this OAC championship game here on BWYellowJackets.com. I'm Cole McDaniel. Have a great night.